What is going on, everybody? We are back with another Raw review. This is CCW, and I'm Nick.
And I'm Drew.
Um, at some point, you guys are going to hear beeping. I promise that is not my smoke detector. Uh,
You
my
set an alarm or something?
no, my dryer is eventually going to go off.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yes, based on where your desk and stuff is. That makes sense.
yeah. You guys might even be able to hear rumbling in the background when I'm talking, but no.
I can't hear it, so they should be good.
I am honestly, I'm excited to talk about this episode of Raw. Was actually a really good episode of Raw, all things considered. I think there was only one match I wasn't really enjoying all that much. Um, but otherwise, I thought it was a really solid night.
I agree. I think it was a really solid night. There were two matches that I did not get into, both of them being ladies' matches.
He hates the ladies, guys. No, I'm kidding. He doesn't. We mostly like the ladies more than the men at this point. But sometimes stuff just doesn't hit.
That is true.
We're also going to do things a little bit differently. We're not going to go through and do detailed breakdowns of full-on conversations and full-on matches. We're just going to talk about things we liked and things we didn't like from those segments. But we still will start off with, we're in Dallas, Texas.
Yay,
And
Texas.
we have Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett, and I am sorely missing Greaves. And
Yeah, where the hell is Corey Greaves?
he's hogtied in NXT. Same difference.
Is he really back in NXT?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his commentating spot. He just comes up to Raw when they need him.
I thought Booker T took his spot in NXT, and that's interesting.
Currently, the main commentators are actually Vic Joseph and Booker T. Corey Graves is also part of NXT commentary team, but he's also moving around to other shows as needed. Honestly, they have such.
Well, I know he does AAA. He does AAA shows when they have him on YouTube and stuff. When WWE's really pushing them,
they have such a revolving door at this point that I honestly don't think.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I like knowing who I'm going to get to hear.
So here's what I wish. What I would like personally is I would like Monday Night Raw to be done by Cole and Corey.
Yep.
And I would like SmackDown to be done by any other two people, not including Booker T.
That's where you can get your Wade Barrett and Joe Tessitore.
Right. I just think that would be a better thing. Now, what I think they did, though, I do think they moved Michael Cole to SmackDown to get more viewers on SmackDown and to make it more palatable. But the problem is they've now counteracted him with Booker T, which does the exact opposite of what Michael Cole does for me.
Yeah, I agree.
However, I know there are some people that love Mr. Ducky Ducky Quack Quack whatever. I think it's
Ducky quack quack.
I think it's stupid. But hey,
He used to be much better. I don't know what happened.
he's getting old and senile. That's what's happening. Honestly, what probably happened is Vince left, and he's now in NXT, and Sean just lets him just do whatever. If I'm being honest,
Lack of direction. I can see
Right.
that. Well, it's not just Vince left too. Dunn left.
everybody left.
Or was forced out. But yeah, the old guard left. And
Which,
maybe now,
do
like
not
you
get me
say,
wrong.
there's a little too much free range.
Guys, I am not defending the old guard. I am just saying that's what happened.
No. Sometimes structure, even if it's bad structure,
Right.
keeps things in line and keeps things in a certain way. Sometimes people who have too much freedom respond negatively.
Correct. With that being said, I do enjoy Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett. I just miss Corey Graves.
Corey Greaves is great.
He is my probably, honestly, favorite commentator in WWE. Michael Cole being a close second.
I would second that.
Um,
I would second that.
and then everybody's a far distance behind Cole in terms of people that I enjoy on commentary. I kind of enjoy Wade to an extent, but he leans into the heel side of things, and I don't think it fits him well on commentary.
It's because he doesn't have anybody to really bounce that stuff off of.
Right.
Joe Tessitore can be kind of a wet blanket.
Like, I actually think if he was teamed up with Cole, I think he would be better. Because,
Yeah, Cole's more experience of having that back and forth and what have you.
right. But sometimes people can get over even bouncing stuff off of wet blankets. I mean, look at what old dude's doing over on Collision.
Poor Nigel.
He does well, though.
Poor Nigel.
He does well. And he plays the heel commentator well. Especially when he's absolutely making fun of Shivani.
I miss Nigel in WWE. Nigel was great in WWE too.
Listen, I would
I
rather
don't
him
know.
be in AEW than WWE because I get to hear him.
I agree,
over
because otherwise I got to hear Excalibur and Tony Schiavone.
there.
Why can't it just be Taz and Taz and Nigel on
Everything.
Saturdays?
Taz,
Because they're different announcers. But I digest.
Taz,
I digress rather.
Taz,
digest.
Nigel, and Bryan Danielson in the middle of it all. Anyways,
with Nigel and Brian Danielson, my apologies, just talking shit to one another back and forth, while Taz is just kind of like, well, sometimes, brother, you just got to do the thing.
what it would be, and this will be the end of it because we're gonna drone on way too long about AEW on a WWE review. But what it would absolutely be is it would be Nigel making fun of Bryan Danielson and Bryan Danielson laughing and just not talking shit back because he's trying to be seriously a commentator.
Yeah.
Until the Death Riders show up and then all of them want to punch him in the face. Anyways, so we actually start off with Roman Reigns coming out the night.
The King of Dead Air.
King of Dead Air. And of course, per the norm, it does take him a while. But
It took so fucking long.
I will say this. Obviously, we know that Heyman and them came in immediately. There were some barbs taken shots back and forth, but there's one thing that didn't happen that I absolutely was looking for. And it was Roman saying something along the lines of, I see you brought Tweedledee, but where's Tweedledum?
Yeah, there was no...
because
there was the other part of Braun. Braun wasn't there.
Because Breaker wasn't there, and it's a good chance to call him stupid. Which everyone's doing anyways.
No, he's going to break out some Steiner math and prove everybody wrong.
No, he proved everybody right. He's already done that once in the last couple months, all right? I'm just saying. But no, like I said, there were shots thrown back and forth. I'm just reading over the notes because, like I said, I didn't want to go through every little,
line by line,
every little bit of thing line by line. But what it ends up culminating in at the end of it all is there is going to be a match this Saturday. It says Saturday night, but it's real fucking early in the day for the rest of us Americans.
Yeah, it's Saturday morning.
8 a.m.
Yeah, I will not be watching this thing live.
I won't be watching it live, but I'll probably wake up and watch it as soon as I wake up. But we're still not going to talk about it till later that evening. But
sure,
it's going to be an Australian street fight. Listen, by the way, this goes for anybody that likes hardcore matches. I don't need everything to be a street fight named after the town that it's taking place in, or the state, or the country. Like, I don't need a Texas street fight.
It's a regional street fight. Whatever region, country, state, city.
I don't need a Texas street fight. I don't need an Australian street fight. I don't need a solar landing street fight. Whatever you want to call, just
lunar landing.
Just call it a hardcore match, guys. It's that simple. That simple.
Or just call it. Just make it a street fight. It doesn't have to be, insert town name here street fight.
Listen, if kangaroos aren't boxing, it's not an Australian street fight. I don't give a fuck who you are.
If dingoes ain't eating any babies, it is not an Australian street fight.
But yeah, no, it's it was a really good promo back and forth though.
Yeah, once they started speaking.
What were some of the things? There's like that part where so Reed talks some shit, And then Roman challenges him to come to the ring and just fight. And then
he's like, I know what he's doing. He's all in your ear.
He's about to go fight. Heyman stops him. You see him whispering in his ear. And then Reigns is like, yeah, I know what you're doing. You're just sitting there and you're telling him that now's not the time. This is the tribal chief's playground, and you're stepping right into his hands. He's like,
yeah, he's like, you don't want to do it on my time. Well, all time is my time.
At which point, I love when they go to walk out. When they're like, he accepts the match. He's like, that's easy. I accept. They go to walk out. And then as they're walking out, he's like, y'all came in here acting all hard, and now you're walking out like a couple of bitches. And immediately, Bronson Reed turned around and ran to the ring. He's like, nah, I ain't taking that.
Yeah.
And then he got Superman punched twice for his troubles.
I hate the Superman punch.
By the way, I just wanted to say shout out to Jason Jordan working more the last couple of weeks than he has most of the rest of his career.
During the pull apart?
Every pull apart. He's there. Backstage, outside by the ring.
He's an agent on Raw.
Listen,
I mean, that's his job.
Listen.
Him and Jamie Noble.
Listen. This man is fragile. That's why he doesn't wrestle anymore. He probably shouldn't be breaking up people bigger than him. I'm just saying.
Well, as long as nobody is picking him up and dropping him on his head, he'll be fine.
Nah, I do miss Jason.
Neck, right?
Because Jason Jordan was really
a wet
good.
Blanket. He was athletic as hell, but he could not speak to save his soul.
Why is Jason Jordan not wrestling? Listen, we have Google.
The neck, I believe.
At our fingertips.
I think he broke his neck.
Severe career-ending neck injury in 2018.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it was a tag team match with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, because they were tag champions. I remember it.
But yeah, he is out there all the time, though, man, all the time.
Yeah. Well, you gotta have those pull aparts. Adam Pearce has to have some backup.
Afterwards, we get a really fun backstage segment. It's Asuka asking to get a match.
Asuka the bully.
Yeah, asking Pearce to get a match between Kyrie and Io. And Adam Pearce was like, I don't know if I got time, even though he made 2 other matches the same night.
Right.
He's like, I don't know if we have time for that, but I'll look into it. And at that point, Sane showed up and was like, hey, what was that all about? And she was like, you're wrestling Io tonight. And she was like, but I don't want to do that. And Asuka slapped the shit out her immediately, and was like, "You better win."
Berated her. Berated the shit out of her.
Bully
Asuka's awesome.
I cannot wait for Kyrie to turn on her, and it'll happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be real bad for her eventually, but yeah,
it'll probably be within the next couple months. I don't see this lasting too long.
Oh, I don't think it's even. It's gonna be.
You think it's gonna be
here
in Perth?
In a few weeks? They're gonna do this. They're gonna. I don't think at Perth. I think it'll be the blow-off match between Asuka and Io. I think Kyrie will choose Io.
But it was a fun little segment. And dude, Kyrie, I'm telling you what, of all the Japanese women that are working in the WWE right now, and there's a lot of them, Kyrie, in my opinion, is doing the best acting of all of them.
I agree. Sometimes Io and even Asuka on occasion, Io in particular is very cringe.
Yes.
Like, I would say Io is probably the best worker.
Absolutely.
But she is by far the worst actress.
Very, very true.
And it is very cringe. Very cringe.
But we'll talk about it more later, obviously, when we get to the Kyrie-Io match. But the way Kyrie looks like she doesn't want any part of this, even during the entirety of the match, she actually looks torn about what she's doing.
Yeah. Well, that's why Asuka slaps her, because she's like, I don't want to fight Io. I want her to be in the family. I think I can still get her to be in our family. And Asuka fucking flips out and is like, Io will never be in our family again.
But yeah, no, another good quick segment. Didn't last long.
No, the show started out fairly well. You had to skip 20 minutes for Roman Reigns and them to get to the ring to start talking.
That's
but
true.
Once you got past that 20 minutes, it did pick up.
They need to do something to streamline entrances a little bit. They won't.
They're filling two. So the show, for me, was 2 hours and 34 minutes.
Yes. And
that could be cut down easily by a half hour.
It could.
Easily.
Everybody's entrances take forever. They take commercial breaks for every entrance. Like, the first person comes out, they go to commercial break. Every single match.
Yeah. So you don't even get all the entrances.
And then you get matches like the Io and Asuka. Io and Kyrie one later. And it has 2 commercial breaks during the match. So not only do you get the commercial break that happens right after the first entrant, then you get 2 more commercial breaks for...
Yeah, they are ad happy.
Now, I will tell you this.
Ad happy.
One of the things that I've done that obviously you're not doing, and you use it for fast forward time, which I do understand. I've started even watching Raw through England, through my VPN.
Through your VPN? Yeah.
And none of this affects me anymore. I don't get any ads. 0 ads. I get the little... it blacks out like it's going to an ad break, and then it comes back, and it's immediately right back into the show.
I wonder if it's shorter because of that.
It feels shorter.
Because if it's shorter, I will start doing that. I mean, I have my VPN connect. I mean, that's how I'm watching the pay-per-views anyway.
It is. It's not shorter, and I'll tell you why. I'm seeing the match that happens during the commercial break.
Oh, well, that might be... It might take me longer to get through the show then.
It would take you longer, but you would enjoy it more because it wouldn't be... Well, I mean, you're still fast-forwarding through a portion of the match anyway.
It wouldn't be as segmented.
SmackDown, when I watch SmackDown through the VPN, it does have the moments of commercial breaks where they're supposed to be, but it says SmackDown will be right back. It's not an actual commercial, and you still fast-forward through those. So I would suggest you try...
Yeah, because that is a legit network television show.
Right. I would suggest you trying to watch SmackDown through VPN and see if it doesn't make that quicker for you specifically, because I feel like I fly through SmackDown.
Okay, I can do that. I mean...
at the very worst, you just find out
easy.
it takes you about the same amount of time, and then you just go back and watch it on fucking... on TV anyway.
Hey, but like you said, maybe because it's not so segmented and disjointed, I like it.
But you know what? There's also a little bit.
It flows better.
There's also a little bit inside of me because of these money hungry bastards. I feel good about not watching it on network TV. Let me give you a little bit worse ratings.
Oh yeah, because I DVR SmackDown. SmackDown's a breeze for me because the DVR, anyways. So It's a little harder to fast forward Netflix.
It's not for me. I just click 5 minutes later and I'm back into the match.
Hard is not necessarily the word that I should have used.
I'm also on computer, and you're still using.
I'm using my smart TV.
Your smart TV. So I just click around. Like I have the option. So when I'm on Netflix and I'm on my computer, so like I can highlight somewhere on the bar, and it'll show me a pic of what it looks like at that moment, and I can tell when to click in to get back into the match.
Yeah, I'm fast forwarding. I'm just pushing forward, and it fast forwards 10 seconds at a time.
Right.
So I'm like literally like click, 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 click. Where am I at? Okay, click, click, click. Where am I at? Click, click, click.
Now, what I will usually do is I highlight until I see the match, and then I back up just a little bit.
To get the lead in.
And just to get the lead in, just in case something stupid happens, like post-commercial break backstage segment that I apparently missed last week for something. First match of the night. One of the things I'm going to bitch about later is WWE Raw's show setup. We'll talk about that more later. We get match 1. It's Becky Lynch and Maxine Dupree. Joe hated this match. I actually really liked it.
It was... They tried really hard. Becky, this was the best match Maxine's probably been in. I will give you that. Becky tried like hell to make this girl shine. She's too uncoordinated.
So, here's the thing, and we've talked about this about her before. Do I think she's great? No, I don't. She needs more reps. She needs a lot more reps. But she's not going to get them doing one match every 2 months.
No, but that's how they're booking her.
Whether she goes back to NXT, whether...
And that's where she needs to be.
They start doing more house shows, or however that they want to do it.
They're not going to do that.
she needs time doing matches. Even, and here's the thing, they don't even need to be on TV. They can send her back. They can send her back to the NXT place and let her let her have matches with just random wrestlers there, just to get reps in the ring.
Yeah, she has a lot of rough edges. A lot. Sadly, I think the promo that she did last week and the talking segment she had, that's where her strength is.
Yeah.
It's not her in-ring work. I didn't say it was great. But that's further along than her in-ring work.
Right.
She's got some edges to round out.
Now, one of the things that I did absolutely love about this match was its ending.
Yes, because there was psychology and a reason for things happening. And that part was great. The finish was great.
Becky being an absolute douche to the ref. And I didn't see it coming. I really didn't until it started happening. Once it started happening, I'm like, oh, she's about to get counted out.
I didn't pick it up until the replay because they played the replay immediately, and the ref's like 6 ...
Yeah.
7.
So
she says she rolled into the ring, and then she's like 8, 9, 10.
Now, I did not expect the fast count once she got in the ring. I did see Becky getting counted out because she was too caught up in taunting to the crowd.
She was all up in her. She was too busy being all up in herself.
When I saw, Maxine? I keep wanting to call her Renee Dupree. That's a male wrestler from like the early 2000s, guys, and I don't even know why that name pops in my head.
Canada's own Renee Dupree.
When I seen Maxine Dupree,
she needs to work like Renee Dupree. Dupree was a good worker.
When she starts wobbling to the ring, I'm like, oh, she's gonna slide in and Becky's gonna get counted out. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so good because it's a good way for her to win too. It's gonna be more believable than getting an actual pin, even though she got some really close fucking calls, dude. There was that one that was like a 2.99999, like it was close. Becky barely kicked out, and honestly, if you probably went back and watched the replay in slow motion, she probably did get the 3 count, and Becky just happened to get that shoulder up. But she slides into the ring, and I was like, oh, she's gonna get counted out, and then the ref loved it. She was just like, nah, fuck this bitch. 8, 9, 10. Done. Ring the bell.
Yeah, it was good.
So no, I thought it was fun, and she's gonna. We see her later, obviously, because she's got some complaining to do.
Fun fact: Renee Dupree has the same birthday as you.
Renee Dupree. There's a few wrestlers that do, but
he's my age.
How? I'm not gonna Google it. I don't care how many people have the same birthday as me. I barely even celebrate my own.
Right. But the finish was good. I don't know where they go from here because I really don't want to see another match between these two, which this will be the 3rd match, so there probably is going to be one.
There'll be a rubber match
because they're both at 1-1, or they both won 1 and lost 1.
Yeah. Oof. Backstage, we get a Reigns talking to Jimmy and Jay, and this segment felt awkward.
I hated this segment. I hated the interactions between the Usos and Roman. I hated all the interactions between the Usos and Roman tonight.
So obviously we're getting this Jay turning into
Timu Roman.
Little Roman, as Punk calls him later.
Which was funny as hell to hear out loud.
Dude, that whole 3-way argument, fucking
it was
prime.
Great.
Fucking prime, dude. Probably
it was great.
Probably, dude. We'll get to there. We'll get there. That's later on in the show. We might talk about that for a whole 45 minutes.
It was a good segment.
But no, it's a lot of Jay trying to overstep his boundaries with the tag team and trying to talk for Jimmy or talk over Jimmy, just being an absolute douchebag. And you know, when he walks off and Jimmy and Roman are talking, and Roman's like, "What's wrong with Jay taking advice from me?" And I hate it. I hate everything going on with this.
He's like, "I'm nothing like you." Jay is nothing like you. And Roman did have a good line. Roman's like,
Oh, that happened the second time they talked tonight.
was that the second time? Okay. Oh yeah, because this time was the one I always got his back.
Right.
And then that's when because he said you starting to sound too much like Roman, and that's when Roman's like, what's wrong with sounding like me?
Right.
I don't know where Roman's a baby face in the ring, but he's a heel backstage with his family. It's a weird dynamic.
Yeah, he needs to figure it out, or the fans need to figure it out for him. One of the two.
Yeah.
We get another segment right before the match starts of Bayley trying to hype Lyra up and wanting to come out with her for the match, and
Yeah, they were in Gorilla. Well, Lyra's in Gorilla, and then Bayley's loud ass comes up.
They suck at handshakes. We figured that out, and this continues for the entrance as well.
It continues for this entire match because Lyra just looked off tonight.
We get Lyra versus Roxanne for like the 15th time.
Yeah.
And I'm over these two groupings of women. I am.
Well, don't worry, because one of them will wrestle Raquel next week on Raw.
It'll probably be Bayley. And I think they've already announced it's going to be a tag match next week.
Oh, you mean to go with the tag match that they had last week?
Right.
Or the week before?
They're
booking in circles, man.
Yeah. Again, and I think we're going to keep getting it until old girl comes back. And Liv's probably still not going to be back for another couple months.
Then fucking just have them in backstage segments. They don't need to recycle the same shit over and over again.
Hey, I agree.
Let Lyra wrestle somebody else.
And here's the thing. This is the only match of the night that I didn't really enjoy. And the problem is, it's not that it was a bad match. I'm just tired of seeing it.
Yeah. They looked a little slow. Like they were...
I think these two women looked the best the two of them have looked against each other. Overall.
That's not saying a ton. They looked unsure of spots and kind of off.
They started
clunky.
They started off looking like they were breaking down into a real fight, which I appreciated.
Yeah, it's once they started doing moves and setups for moves. The beginning part where they were doing the filling out and fighting, that wasn't bad.
Now, there was one segment I do want to bring to light that I really enjoyed. Shortly after Lyra hit a German suplex on Roxanne, she hits a Northern Light suplex, rolls through, picks her up, gives her a fisherman's suplex that she walks through like we were talking about that we like with the suplex that old dude did over in...
yeah, the vertical.
Yeah. But she walks through the fisherman's suplex and ends up obviously going into a pin attempt from it. She arches her back and goes for the pin. She didn't get it.
Yeah, it was a little sloppy. If it would have been a little tighter, it would have been really awesome.
I think the only problem...
I do love a good fisherman suplex.
Right. I think the biggest problem was she didn't land in a pin, which is what kind of threw it off.
But because she had to walk through it, once she was coming down, she lost the leg.
Right.
And, you got to kind of hook the leg to be in that kind of pin attempt.
Right. But yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Well, I didn't thoroughly enjoy it. It was the most boring match of the night. Wrong, thoroughly enjoyed. I enjoyed it as much as I could. It didn't drag the show down for me by any means because the rest of the show was pretty solid.
I will say this. Since they are extending it, the correct person won.
Yes. And I do like that Bayley afterwards was like, no, we need to go beat their ass.
I did like that. And the post-match thing was cool.
Which we see happen later. But,
yes.
No, that was fun. We get this unnecessary AJ Styles and John Cena vignette. They're just gonna eat us alive with vignettes. There's a really long one.
Yeah, it was a long fucking. This and the Cody and Seth one later. Long video packages. I'm talking like 3-4 minute long video packages. Unnecessary.
Kelly interviews AJ Styles backstage. Judgment Day shows up to talk their shit, and AJ's finally just like, "Hey," because the whole thing was mostly Dom being
they were just taunting him.
It was Dom. It was mostly Dom being like, How are you going to beat John Cena when you couldn't even beat me? Rusev couldn't even beat me.
Yeah, which comes back to bite him. And then Finn's like, yeah, I haven't heard you and Dragon Lee are talking about coming for the tag team titles.
Old friend. Kept calling him old friend.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good segment.
And finally, he's like, all right, how about, he's like, y'all aren't so tough, you know, y'all are only tough because there's 3 of you and 1 of me. How about I go find 2 more people and we have a 6-man, and I go to Pierce and we have a 6-man tag tonight. And they didn't accept, but they didn't deny, and it just kind of, the thing went away.
Yeah, they just kind of huffed at him like, huh. And then they're like, who's he going to get? It's like they didn't believe he could find another person.
First and foremost, the one I knew 100% they were going to get was Dragon Lee. And then I kind of just guessed it was going to be Penta.
Well, of course.
But it could have been any other third person.
Well, they name dropped Dragon Lee during the thing. So
right.
You knew that was already a thing. But yeah, Penta, easy. Because Penta's feuding with Dom.
Right. And then we get the best moment of the night. So Punk comes to the ring. Does his normal thing, thanks the crowd for AJ's reception, blah, 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 blah.
He comes out as pandering Punk.
Says
as my wife likes to say.
He's earned the world title back. And then all of a sudden, LA Knight's music hit. And dude, the one thing Punk has perfected over the last couple months is his facial expressions anytime someone cuts him off, dude. It is amazing. Yep. I love every single one of them. Because most of them, like tonight, he was beating himself in the head with the mic. Excellent. Knight comes down. Dude, in the beginning of this, he says, look in my eyes, what do you see? And Punk goes, someone who interrupted me.
Interrupted me. And they both kind of chuckle. He's like, huh, yeah, it's a pretty catchy little tune.
Fantastic moment.
Yeah, if it was if that was like legit organic, that was awesome.
Knight went on to talk about he came in, he blew the doors off the place. He still hasn't gotten his title shot, his one-on-one title shot that he's earned. He goes on this weird tangent that he didn't need to go on about Punk being a good husband or some shit. That I was just kind of like, this kind of.
Well, what he did was he was giving him a compliment. So then when he called him a trash champion, it would rip him back down.
Right.
He's like, out of all things, you look like you're a pretty good husband, but you were a trash champion. What'd you have that belt? Like 5 minutes?
He mentioned that Seth had pinned him twice in the ring, but he's never been pinned himself by Seth. And he was like,
Punk's like, you know what else you haven't done? Been world heavyweight champion.
After all this, unfortunately, we had to hear Jey Uso come out. I said, hey, look.
Winded and shit from yeeting.
I said, he wasn't yeeting this time. He actually came out and was just mad because he walked down the aisleway and everything. Because this was.
He must have walked too fast because he sounded winded.
He always sounds winded. I don't think it had anything to do with him actually being winded. I think that's just how he talks. Now I will say this. This is just after. That's how the first thing ended with, but with everything going on with Roman and them, because Roman looked at Jay and was like, "Who's talking at the top of the hour?" And Jay was like, CM Punk, and he's like, "And not you."
Yep.
So that's how we all knew he was going to get involved here. At this point, I was annoyed because I was like, it's the same 3 people every week, and then I ended up not regretting it.
Right.
Jay's bitching and moaning that he never got his rematch, which, by the way, the rematch clause has not existed in WWE for the longest. And then LA said he's tired of the same. Basically, he said he's tired of the same old shit. He didn't say same old shit. That's how I paraphrased it. I also said me too. He was like, "You aren't Roman, and that's a good thing. But maybe now you should stick to winning tag titles. But you got to stop sucking as a team first." And I lost my shit.
He threw shade at Jimmy and Jay, and Jimmy ends up coming out at that point.
Jimmy comes out at that point. They get into an argument. Jay super kicks LA Knight. And now that LA Knight's off to the side, Punk comes in and starts talking shit.
He's like, we're cool. He's like, we're cool and all.
He's like, Jimmy, you and I are cool. but
I don't like Lil Roman over there.
But Jay, he said, I love Jey Uso. I don't like little Roman. At which point,
Yep.
Jay tried to super kick him, but Jimmy caught him in like midair, which was fantastic. At which point, Punk grabs him, throws him to the side, sucker punches Jay.
Blindsides Jay. Yep.
At which point, Jimmy then super kicks Punk, and he didn't look. He obviously didn't look like he wanted to do that.
Right.
He was just protecting his brother.
Yeah. Which
Now,
is what you do.
what I would have done at this point, since my brother's being a dick, I'd have just let him get his ass beat. That's just me. Dude, this whole segment though, once LA Knight got involved, and it became mostly LA Knight. It was like LA Knight versus CM Punk.
He was the spoon that was doing all the stirring, man.
Oh yeah.
He was stirring the drink.
Once them two were starting to get into it, and these two bounce shit off each other so damn well.
Yeah, it was great.
Honestly,
it's probably the best promo segment in a long time.
Honestly, I haven't heard two people throw shit at each other like that in that manner and it be as entertaining as it is probably since Austin Rock. And that was a long ass time ago. I'm not saying people haven't thrown shit and it's not been entertaining. Let's be real.
No, I get you.
MJF and Punk was pretty entertaining when they were doing their shit back and forth.
My
you know what?
jealous fan.
I won't even go all the way back to Rock and Austin. I'll just go back as far as Rock and Cena. Rock and Cena 1 was a lot of fun, especially with you and me talking shit to each other while also they're talking shit to each other. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Rock reading off a teleprompter that's getting picked up in his glasses, then getting shade for it.
Writing notes on his wrist, you know, the whole thing. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know.
Cena being called Fruity Pebbles, which was hilarious at the time, and then you look back and you're like, man, that's kind of a dumb insult.
It got him a Fruity Pebbles commercial deal, so it was a net benefit for all involved.
Yeah, it was. But no, excellent fucking segment, dude. So much fun. And you know what? I wish Punk was about 10 years younger, and I wish LA Knight was about 5 years younger, so that I could hear these two go at it for the next 15 years.
I think they're around the same age, I believe.
Are they?
LA Knight's on the older side.
Oh, I know. That's why I said 5 years younger for him.
But you wanted Punk 10 years younger.
Because I think old man Punk is not a good wrestler. I'm just being honest. He does not do the things that he used to do in the ring as well as he used to do.
Yeah. That Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah, he is, and this is not me trying to hate on Punk. I love Punk. I just
he's adjusted his style to where he's not doing the shit that he was botching a lot. So he's gotten better.
Honestly, I think a lot of it is him going to WWE. I think he tried to do more in AEW than he should have been trying to do, and it made him look bad. And the WWE doesn't require him to be as fast-paced because everybody moves slow there.
Okay. So Punk is 46 and Knight is 42. So
that's about right.
5 and 10. I was just about to give you your...
Let's
Damn,
go.
man, let me give you them flowers.
Let's go. I was helping you give me flowers. I was hype.
Oh, you're so kind.
I was hype.
But, yeah.
Match 3, Io Sky and Kairi Sane. Listen, I thought it was a fantastic fucking match between the two of them. Kairi did a great job not wanting to do the match while doing the match.
Yep.
They both did their thing. I thought the ending, while frustrating as a fan, was very well done.
It started out fast with her diving onto Asuka, which shows her frustration towards Asuka. Kairi was up early, kind of backing Asuka's stance with her and everything. But it was short, relatively short for a TV match. They saved so much for the inevitable
this one wasn't short.
More matches they're going to have.
This one wasn't short. It had 2 commercial breaks. There was nothing short about this match. And that's not including the entrance commercial break. This was the one I was talking about.
Okay, well, if that's the case, it didn't feel like they did too much.
No, I agree. It didn't feel long, which is what was good. but it also helped that you got to fast forward through like 10 minutes of the match.
Well, sure, because commercials are a thing.
Long ass commercial break.
Even during the commercials, they mostly just do like rest holds and shit, don't they?
No.
They say in a Randy Orton match.
No. They don't do that anymore. They haven't for a long time. A lot of the stuff that happens during commercial breaks is stuff like really like how can I explain it? Because if you remember, the first commercial break ended with Io jumping out onto
with the Asahi moonsault.
Yeah, with the Asahi moonsault. The way that she comes, the way that what's her face, Kairi Sane comes back and takes over the match, because by the time it comes back to commercial break, Kairi Sane's on top.
Yeah, she's getting heat on the babyface.
And it was a lot of outside moves onto the apron and things like that, but also still working on the arm of Io, because if you remember, right before the commercial break, she had just did some move to Asuka. To Io. God damn, dude, I'm gonna fuck up all of their names because I'm so used to all three of them being together.
And you can't cop out by just calling people Kabuki Warriors.
No, I can't. But it was Kairi working on Io's arm going into the commercials. What was going on? Because she just did that weird, like, stomp onto Io's arm through the turnbuckle.
How is she going to point at herself if she doesn't have her arms?
Listen, unfortunately, she still did. I had to fucking see it.
I know. I wrote in my notes. I wrote in my notes about it.
As much as I love Io as a wrestler, I hate that stupid fucking taunt.
Shotgun drop kick, pointing spot just for Nick.
But no. The main thing I did want to bring out and point out in this, though, was somebody had made a sign that was in the crowd. I don't know if you noticed it, but it was Asuka.
I did not.
It was Asuka and Kairi's faces, and above Asuka it said Kairi.
Nice.
In a word bubble.
Right.
I thought it was amazing. I loved it. I was like,
nice.
I specifically said to the person in the crowd with the Asuka Kairi sign, "That was great. Thank you."
Good job.
Then we get that really long ass Cody Seth vignette that we didn't need.
Oh, we didn't even go over the finish. Asuka does a distraction.
Bad. Yeah.
Asuka does a distraction to Io. Kairi rolls her up. Asuka does a leverage with the arms to keep the pin down.
And shout out to Rhea Ripley for leaving her fucking friend hanging. Good job, Rhea. Just let your friend get her ass beat.
Gotta go to your home country and promote the event.
She ain't got to be there right now. She has all week to get there. Come on now.
That's not gonna work for me, brother. Promote.
What needs promoting? They're pretty much sold out.
Well, those last tickets ain't gonna sell themselves. Post-match beatdown. Kairi hits a back fist. Asuka holds her for her to hit her top rope elbow drop. Heels look strong. Looking forward to the tag match.
I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know how it's gonna be. I think Rhea's the weakest worker out of all of them, unfortunately. And that's saying something about the quality of worker, I guess.
To some extent, I am excited for every single fucking match at this pay-per-view. I am so glad it's in Perth. Although I could definitely do without the 8 a.m. start time.
Right.
Backstage, Becky's losing her shit. Seth is paying zero attention because he's still focused in on this watch. Okay, I actually loved this whole segment after Becky left.
It started out bad though.
After Becky left, once it
picked up
and Heyman started talking, I loved it.
It really shot up.
And that's no shade on Becky specifically. It's just she wasn't needed for what's going on here.
Becky's shit is getting so tiresome.
She's a heel. It's supposed to be.
I know that, but god damn, dude, it's the same thing every week.
But what I loved, so once him and Heyman start getting into it, and he's like, "What do I like?" He's like, "I have to win," and Heyman's like, "Oh, you're going to." He's
you
like,
will win.
I have to win, and he's like, "You're going to win," and he's like, "What happens if I don't win?" But you're going to win. He's like, "No, Paul. What happens if I don't win?" And Paul finally looks at him, and he's like,
You want me to be real?
He's like, if you lose to Cody, you lose the locker room, you lose the loyalty of Braun. You lose everything, and you become a de facto secondary wannabe champion. He says, do yourself a favor.
Tough love.
Don't lose. And
it was tough love.
He starts to walk away, and Seth snatched him. And the look on Heyman's face for a second, I was like, the fuck you doing?
Right? Like,
and he's like, you left something out about all that. What happens to you if I lose? And Heyman finally looks at him, and he's like, if you lose at some point, I have to ask myself why I picked you over Roman.
Yep.
And I
he
loved
technically picked him over Roman and Punk.
Yeah. I loved the segment. I thought it was
great.
Really good.
It added legit stakes to a match that had zero stakes.
Here is what I now want to happen. Hear me out, guys. I want Seth to lose.
I want Seth to squash him. You want Seth to lose?
I want Seth to lose.
Ooh.
And then I want Heyman to send Braun out to jump him out of the group.
Ooh, it's like a Bullet Club exit.
Because
where they beat your ass out of the group.
I've already said, now what do I think is going to happen is I think Seth is going to win. I don't think they're going to end the Vision anytime soon. At least not within the next few months. But what I would find interesting, and here's some other things that could happen too. What I would find interesting, hear me out, I think it would be interesting and it would work better for WWE TV regardless of how many of us would like it, don't like it, hate it, whatever. Jump Seth out of the group. Introduce Brock Lesnar into the Vision. Because obviously, Paul Heyman has already done the entrance thing with Brock Lesnar. So he's not like anti-Brock Lesnar right now. He'll do things for Brock as Brock needs him to.
Sure.
And I think as far as, regardless of how much I can't stand Brock Lesnar as a person, regardless of how much I can't even stand him as a wrestler, I actually think Braun would look better under Brock than they do under Seth right now.
I don't disagree with you. The only thing that puts kind of a iffy thing in my mind is it's going to be like the bloodline with Roman, where Roman's not there 90% of the time, and then the two that are standing there left look inept without him.
Oh, true. But here's the difference, though. I am okay with it as long as we don't put a title on Brock Lesnar. My problem is...
Oh, no. He does not need a title at this point. He doesn't need to...
Like, if he's not there, that gives Braun a chance to stand out, and that's kind of where I was going with this. Obviously, you could do it without having Brock Lesnar involved at all.
Well, and then you can ping, even with Lesnar not being there, you can still ping Braun off of Seth in all kinds of different matches and shit.
Right. Oh, there goes my dryer. Give me 1 second, guys. But yeah, something else to think about. There are other groups that have always worked better once you kick the initial leader out. Prime example, Judgment Day. When they kicked Edge out, it got 10 times better than whatever weird shit he was running with that group in the beginning that everyone was confused on. Sometimes you just don't have the right people in the front.
It's true.
Now, Judgment Day has obviously gotten annoying since then, but
it's had its ups and downs.
So then we
get whiny ass Jey Uso.
Yeah, we get the other backstage segment with Jimmy and Jay. They're arguing. Jimmy tells Roman he also sees everything. And this is where he's like, we're nothing like you. And then Roman's like, no. When he won the title, he became less like you and more like me.
And more like me. It was a good line.
It was.
It was a good line.
And Roman was like, if you really want to help your brother, sometimes you just need to stay out of his way.
Yep. So apparently Jimmy's holding Jay back.
And I really hope Jimmy at some point super kicks the shit out of his brother. Like, his brother really needs
Me too.
But yeah, match 4, I'm going to need you to talk about because, again, I had gotten to work mode, and it always makes me mad because it seems like they put AJ so late into the show. And
dude, this was my match of the night.
Always end up missing so much of it. I missed an entire between commercial breaks segment of this show.
Oh, it was a good match. It was a good match.
I will say I did love. So AJ'd come out and tried to say something, and as soon as he goes to talk, Judgment Day's music hits, and you can actually read AJ's lips, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Don't worry, he says what he needs to say at the end.
Yeah, he does. Gave me a heart attack, bastard.
So this was a really good match. All these guys had really good chemistry. They worked upbeat. It was fast paced. There was a triple dive spot
at the very beginning, which was the last thing I saw for a whole break.
Well, yeah, because I was going into that commercial break. Really good chemistry. Everybody worked really well. Even Dom had his moments. He still was by far the weakest worker in this match, but they protected him well. He had the spot of the match, though. He has the who did he have? I think he had Dragon Lee set up for the 619. And he goes to run the ropes towards the entranceway to hit the 619, and he sees Rusev tearing ass walking fast to the ring.
He slides on his ass, panics so quick.
Yeah, his oh shit face and panicked reaction was priceless. He got up, dove, tagged JD in, bailed out of the ring, grabbed his belts. By that time, Rusev has caught up to him and grabs him by the back. Well, Penta's out on the outside with him. Penta goes for a super kick. Dom moves and he super kicks Rusev, and Dom runs around the ring and bails out into the crowd. All the while, poor JD gets Styles clashed in the ring for the loss.
I don't even know how that works, dude. That big ass head of JD's, I'm surprised he didn't break his neck.
It was looking a little sketchy there for a second. It's like, are you going to tuck? Are you going to tuck? Please don't tuck. You're not supposed to tuck. But yeah, that melon is massive. But yeah, the good guys got the win. AJ, Penta, and Dragon Lee.
Oh,
good match.
There was
fast paced. They was hitting their stuff.
My favorite part of them hitting the triple over the top thing is them all sliding back into the ring right afterwards, and then doing Penta's walk together.
Penta's little walk. Yeah.
AJ sucked at it.
Yeah, it was good.
But
yeah, he did.
They did what they could.
AJ looks like a robot. The other two looked like they had a little more rhythm.
Post match, AJ grabbed a mic and he was like, he leads into this so sketchy like, because he was like, I have something that I wanted to say, and I'm just like, oh no, like, please don't announce that this is your retirement match. Like, I don't need this to be the last time AJ wrestles.
I think his last match will be against like Finn or somebody from the BC.
I can see that. But no, he just goes on and he's like, hey, we're going to have a great match. I promise you, we're going to leave it all in the ring, and the match is going to kick ass. He's like, we don't need a story. It writes itself. And yeah, dude.
What if he retires post the match, though?
I will be sad. Like, he needs a legit retirement tour. He doesn't need, like, the year-long John Cena treatment in the WWE. That's not what I want. But I at least want it to be like, hey, I'm retiring in, like, 4 months.
Yeah, it is. Well, number one, it sucks he's retiring around the same time Cena is.
Right.
Because it takes all the attention away from him.
Right.
And honestly, I'll just say it. He deserves a lot better.
Yeah, he does.
Cena had his flowers. While Cena was obviously the bigger star, AJ is going to be remembered as the more influential wrestler.
He's also the better worker. Let's just be real.
Oh, 1,000 times better.
John Cena's best matches are actually with AJ Styles, and there's a reason for that.
And Punk. I think he's got 2 5-star matches, one against both of them.
But no, here's the thing, guys. AJ is currently my favorite active wrestler. He is, and has been since Taker retired. and he is definitely top 5 conversation for me for all-time favorite wrestlers. I was a big fan of the stuff that he was doing in TNA. I obviously didn't watch everything that he did in TNA because I didn't watch everything that was going on in TNA. There was
TNA so mishandled him.
There was a certain time I completely stopped watching TNA when Hogan and Bischoff got involved and changed the ring and made the whole product worse. And then...
So, for the wrestler's health, going to a 4-sided ring...
No.
was beneficial.
I understand that, and I'm not saying them changing the ring made it bad.
I know, it made them different, it made them stand out. But it's what attracted you to that.
Even AJ hated it. And he even said it felt...
Oh yeah, bumping in that ring sucked.
He said bumping in it sucked, but he still would have preferred to have kept that ring. Just because it made it feel
it's because
unique.
It's what made them different. It's what made them stand out. It was their identity.
There would have to be a way to make that ring safer. I'm not the person that knows the math to figure it out because it would take a lot of math.
It takes some engineering for sure.
But I'm pretty sure there's a way.
I'm sure there is, but what making that springier or softer, what would that do to, counter that point and make it harder to work in other reasons, right? Like it was constructed that way not to be unsafe, but it was constructed that way for a reason.
Right. So then but yeah, no, he's definitely top 5 all time in the conversation for me. For me, I'm not saying he's the top 5 ever. Like I will never ever pretend to be able to give you a list of the technical best ever anything. I can only give my opinion.
Subjective. It's completely subjective. Everybody's list is going to be different.
And regardless if it's
because
regardless if it's AJ in TNA, regardless if it's AJ in New Japan, which I saw a lot of those matches too, regardless if it's AJ in WWE, like Joe and I were together when AJ first showed up in the Royal Rumble. I lost my shit.
It was the last legit surprise Royal Rumble entry.
Yeah, and I was excited and I was worried because I was like, man, they're never going to give him a world title match because it's AJ Styles, and he ended up getting the world title.
Vince was not sold on him. He completely turned Vince McMahon's opinion around.
Yeah.
If that doesn't tell you what kind of worker AJ is.
And he still has one of my favorite segments involving Vince McMahon ever, and it's when him and Bryan Danielson fought into Vince's office during the COVID era. And Vince
that was the
it was the Money in the Bank match.
The building match where they had to climb the ladder at the end.
Yeah. It was a Money in the Bank match, and they were two of the members, and they were fighting through the.
That was.
And they show up in Vince's office, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And they were like,
they were at the corporate headquarters. Yeah.
Funny moment.
That was God. That's such a bonkers era of wrestling.
I'm so glad I missed most of it.
Oh man, I'm still trying to forget it.
But I got to see all the highlights. Like I got to see the really cool and very weird shit they did with Bray Wyatt and John Cena for WrestleMania.
So the graveyard match, the Cena versus Wyatt thing, which I'll be honest with you, I have not seen. I was not the biggest Bray Wyatt fan. I just didn't get it. I thought he looked cool. I thought he had a cool mystique about him. But as far as the character work, I just didn't get it.
I liked him more as cult leader than I did as The Fiend. I will say that. But
The Fiend looked cool and was completely for merchandising.
But unfortunately,
did wonderful.
Vince absolutely killed the cult leader the moment they let The Rock destroy the Wyatts at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and the WrestleMania thing where he pretty much beat everybody in like very short time.
It was like 10 seconds. It ruined the Wyatts, and I hate it. But
yeah.
But anyways, enough deep throating AJ here. Backstage segment. Punk and Knight,
which was good too.
Oh, it was excellent. Again, continuing to trade barbs back and forth.
You don't want this match. I don't want this match.
And at one point, Knight looks at him and goes, "The only thing I ask of you is don't get pinned." Yeah.
Just don't get pinned.
And he walks
Just
off.
don't get pinned. And he walked off. And Punk's face, like that motherfucker.
Dude.
It was good. Those two got good chemistry.
Listen, if there's any two people I would love to get they have no business being together, but if they became tag champs for a couple months, I would enjoy it.
The reluctant champions, because they're forced into this.
They could be like this generation's Rock and Sock Connection, and I'd be okay with it. Difference being, though, at least
keep winning. They just keep winning despite themselves.
It'd be funny. Now, they won't go that way, I'm pretty sure. But if there were,
they're just buying time while Seth's in this thing with Cody.
I'm just saying, if there were any two people that I would love to see it happen to, it's these two, because they're fucking hilarious.
Yep, I agree.
And then we get the match. Usos versus Punk and Knight. Unfortunately, now we get the Usos' normal entrance, damn it. Punk doesn't even get to the ring during his entrance, and then LA Knight's music hits just to be counter petty, because...
He does a lot of it during this match.
It's hilarious. And this is most of the match, guys. So we're talking...
So by the time they got through the intros and stuff, there was only like 10 minutes left.
Yeah. And it starts off with Punk and I believe Jay. Or Jay, it doesn't matter. It's an Uso. Punk and one of the Usos. And then he goes to tag in LA Knight, but slaps the shit out of him. Or did it start off with LA Knight?
It started with LA Knight.
It started with LA. Because LA Knight's the one...
Knight hard slapped Punk in.
Hard slap Punk's in the chest. Gives him a knife edge chop for a tag.
Punk looked at him like, motherfucker.
Punk comes in, wiggles Jay's arm around a few times, and then does the exact same thing back to Knight, and then Knight comes in. And they have this whole thing. They finally, eventually, work as a tag team. At some point, LA Knight even breaks up a pin attempt after Jay hits one of his ugly Uso splashes. Jay also hit an ugly spear. Jay hits a lot of ugly moves.
Jay's not that great a worker.
Knight hits a BFT on Jimmy at some point.
Yep. When all four were in the ring.
And then the end of the match, my favorite part. Punk hits a GTS on Jay, stumbles into the turnbuckle. Knight jumps up onto the apron, tags himself in, jumps on top, gets the pin.
It's the pin.
And Punk is just standing there looking at him like, you dick.
Like dumbfounded in the corner, like, you motherfucker.
I thought Punk was going to kick him off. But he doesn't.
No.
He stands there, he lets him get the pin.
I mean, he still gets the win.
And then Knight slides out of the ring and starts to walk down the aisleway and looks back. And Punk's just staring at him like, you motherfucker. It was great. And, there was no post-match shenanigans, no beatdowns, no arguments, no bullshit. It just ended.
Just Punk looking dumbfounded in the ring while LA Knight gloated on his way up the aisle.
Fantastic.
Because now you just know he's going to come back next week and be like, you noticed I've pinned Seth, I've pinned Jay. I keep getting all the pins.
I pinned the last world champion. I should be world champion.
Yep. It's good. It's good. It was good.
Everything between LA Knight and Punk tonight was fantastic, including some of what Jay was involved with. But yeah, these two are the male highlights of Raw right now.
Agreed. And Seth's weird little midlife crisis thing is up there too.
Oh yeah, Seth's doing. But again, that stems directly from his issues with Cody in the past. So I'm loving how all of that is played in. There's some good quote unquote long-term storytelling. I hate the term long-term storytelling because it's literally just somebody going, hey, remember back when that happened? Let's work on that. I promise you they weren't planning what's going on now 2 years ago.
No, it just happens to work out.
It just happens to work out. But no, I do love everything that is going on except for except for everything going on with the Usos and Roman is irritating the hell out of me. And this might also be a part of just some major bloodline burnout that I've had for the last 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 7 years, 9 years, 10 years. I don't know how many years at this point. It feels like it's been goddamn forever.
I think it is exactly that.
How long before Jimmy becomes the guy that's going to be a dick to everybody? Like, I'm just tired of it. Like, we've already got Solo being a dick on SmackDown. I don't know.
Was Solo back last week?
No, he's just a heel.
He had a backstage. He had a vignette, didn't he?
Yeah, he had that dumbass vignette where he introduced Talatonga as like the other. Like, if you remember, it ended with him being like, "Oh, I'm still missing a piece in my family though. When I find it, I'm going to come back and watch yourselves."
Yeah, because I made the joke about him being the White Afala or whatever.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, like I said, it's going to be Umaga's kid.
The criminal. Yeah, the criminal guy.
But no, I thoroughly enjoyed tonight's show. I also, listen, I'm going to be honest with you guys. We ran an hour, and I had more fun talking tonight than I have been.
I agree. I like talking about what's going on and what I like and what I don't like more than going over the spot by spot by spot.
Right.
I think this format suits us a little better. If the people who do watch this want to leave comments and let us know what your thoughts are, and we're open to that.
We'll get better at it as well. We'll get into a rhythm.
Sure.
Oh, that's where we were going to go. Something I don't like about WWE, and I mentioned this earlier, and I don't want to leave it hanging. I don't like their current structure for their
it's disjointed
for their show. And well, the problem is it's too samey week by week. It's literally opening segment, match, couple of segments, match, couple of segments, match, couple of like mix it up a little bit. Just a little. Open it up with a match sometimes. You know what? Have 2 or 3 matches in a row, then go on a 45-minute segment fest. Just mix it up. Do something so that I don't have the exact same shit happening all the time.
I think that's what makes AEW so refreshing sometimes, because usually they don't, their long promo thing usually happens at the top of the next hour.
Right.
So you get right into the action, and then like you said, maybe you'll have a backstage segment after that, kind of setting up something later on, and then you'll go right back into a match.
AEW,
then you'll get your long talking thing.
AEW's done this a couple times that I really like, where they just did it on Collision. Even if I didn't like Collision as a whole, I liked how they did this, where they had they actually did it 2 weeks in a row because they did it at Dynamite as well, where they'll have one full faction that's like competing, but they'll have like 2 or 3 people in one match, and then they'll just have the entrance of the person that's facing the other person that wasn't wrestling come out, and they'll just start the match right there.
Time.
Like,
so you're not wasting time.
I think it's great, even if I don't personally like one of the 2 matches. I still like that setup because you're not watching the same entrances 4 or 5 times a night. Like, I had to listen to Jay's music twice.
Yeah. Well, sadly, that's what WWE has become, is intros and finishes.
Yeah. There's a really good video I would like all of you guys to go watch if you have not watched it already. Simon Miller actually just put out a really good 10 misconceptions about AEW that I think is it was actually a really good video. Has nothing to do with WWE, but I do think a lot of people would do better to watch it to understand things.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of misconceptions about AEW. With that being said, as I said, really good episode of Raw tonight. I was very entertained, and I know what our problem as old people are, Pizzle.
Old people.
I know why
40-somethings.
Wrestling is rough for us now compared to what it used to be. I've figured it out.
Oh, do tell.
We overanalyze. And we can't help it. It's not going to stop. But we do.
I agree. I think that's why this was more enjoyable for us, because we're not trying to overanalyze
No,
as
no.
much. We're trying to just
I'm
take it as it comes.
I'm talking about even when watching. I'm not even talking about us talking about it. I'm talking about just in general us watching.
Oh, we're looking for the faults.
We're looking for faults, and this isn't just us, by the way, guys. This is what I feel like is the biggest problem in wrestling right now, as far as the fandom's concerned. But I know it affects us specifically because I do remember. I remember, even though we knew wrestling was scripted and fake or whatever you want to call it, it's not fake. It's scripted. There's a difference.
Right.
Even though I knew wrestling was scripted growing up, I didn't watch with expectations. I watched with hope. And there's a difference. You hope your favorite wrestler does this. You hope your favorite wrestler does that. You're a fan and you hope something like this could happen. You could hope something like that happens. But I feel like as we get older and we've watched so much wrestling, we start having expectations of what should happen. We expect things to work like this. We expect things to work like that. And I feel like that is the biggest problem with wrestling, but it's something that's never going to change moving forward. Because both the WWE big time, especially right now, but wrestling as a whole has had so much of the curtain peeled back.
Yeah.
That it's hard to not be overcritical about what's going on. Because now everybody knows what you're doing is scripted. And so now so many of us get to sit back and be like, well, if we know it's scripted, why aren't you scripting things differently?
Well, now they have to work people on the stuff they're already working people on.
Right. Like the whole angle with Seth being injured.
Yeah.
Was so dumb. Well, I hated the way it worked out.
The Unreal thing on Netflix. If people think that's actually how things go 100% of the time, that was a work on the work.
Yep.
And like you said, the curtain has been peeled back so much that there's nothing really left. And that's fine because the curtain's been pulled back for a while. Right. But you used to have to be like a really hardcore fan to be into all that.
Oh yeah. But
now they're trying to make it like every fan is like that.
A big thing,
and it affects the way they book things.
A big thing for us too, right, is and this is something else. We look down on botches so much, but we didn't see them as botches. We didn't see them We didn't see them as botches when we were watching it in the late 90s, early 2000s. We just saw it. Oh no!
And if you go back and watch a lot of the Lucha Libre stuff from Nitro and stuff during the Monday Night Wars, tons of botches
all over the place.
It's just how that wrestling works.
And it's not even just them. There were tons of botches everywhere. Some of them are so small that they're not as noticeable. But it legit feels like
that was also during a time where things were called in the ring and it wasn't so rehearsed and It wasn't these giant gymnastic routines.
But that's a part of the problem. We're thinking of it like that instead of just watching the product. We're overthinking. We have expectations. That goes back to the expectations versus hope, right?
But they're not helping with that. It doesn't. All the organicness is gone.
Has there ever been truly organicness, though?
Sure.
I don't think so. I think it's just our expectations have changed as fans.
I would agree. I agree. I pretty much agree with everything you're saying.
Now again, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, we ain't gonna change that about us. Again, we're 40.
No.
It's just something I've noticed because again, we have certain expectations that we expect. Now, for me, botches don't bother me. Somebody doing one of those goofy, especially luchadors, somebody doing one of those goofy leg things in the ropes where they're trying to do a bunch of fancy moves, they fuck up. Funny, happens. In fact, I would rather there be botches from time to time to show us that people do fuck up instead of things always looking perfect all the time.
I think it just completely depends on how you recover and how you move on to the next thing.
The one thing I cannot abide by, though, the one kind of quote-unquote botch I do not like,
don't act like it just didn't happen and then you reset up to do the exact same thing. I hate that.
I wasn't even going to go into that. Naya being the prime example of who I'm about to go after right now. Do not fake hit somebody with a weapon.
Yeah, you either lay it in or you don't do it.
Either lay it in or don't. And listen, that's what the backs are for, ladies and gentlemen. They're not allowed to take headshots anymore. It is what it is.
Yeah, headshots are a thing of the past.
Unless you're in AEW.
If you're not going to do it.
In WWE, headshots are a thing of the past. But listen, that's fine. That's fine. Aim for the back. I'm cool with that. But don't fake aim for the back, okay? If you're going to go for someone's back, just waylay into them.
Or the other thing, if you are not comfortable doing a spot,
don't do it.
You need to tell the producer, the agent, whomever, that you are not comfortable doing the spot.
Correct.
So you don't get exposed out there on national television and make yourself, the performers you're working with, the referee, the announcer, everybody involved look bad because you were too afraid to speak up about a simple spot.
Correct. With that being said, one of the things we eventually look forward to doing on our channel, and Joe and I have both talked about this, at some point, once we get our cameras going and we actually start recording us, we want to get away from doing covering Monday Night Raw on Monday night and SmackDown on Friday and Collision on Saturday and Dynamite on Wednesday and every pay-per-view individually, blah, 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 blah. What we would like to do is record 2 to 4 videos throughout the week that now there's not going to be any editing. Don't get your hopes up. We're not going to throw in a bunch of pictures and make things move around. I don't have time for that shit.
No, we both work very full-time jobs.
However, we would like to have more topic-focused conversations like this for videos.
Yeah.
And
which I find much more interesting than us just going, they hit a backdrop and then they went to the finish.
Correct. But what we were thinking about doing is having like a weekend review, where we just kind of go over the ups and downs of what we liked in wrestling that week across all 4 shows. Kind of give our overall opinions of the shows, and then that will be that video for the end of the week. We may still cover pay-per-views specifically.
I think pay-per-view reviews, because you can do the predictions and things like that. I think those are still really fun to do.
We can eventually start doing our own star ratings because our opinions matter. They don't. Or something. We probably won't go star reviews, but we'll figure something out.
We could do like a rating 1 out of 10.
Right. Here's my
stars.
Here's my cage match rating for this. I'm kidding. I don't use cage match. I've only been there like 3 times in my life, and that was to look up who wrestled who when.
Right. It is a very good website, though, for exactly that.
Absolutely. I use what I use has nothing to do with wrestling. I use Letterboxd to keep track of all the movies that I watch during the year.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of horror.
Another thing that I think would be cool is going back and watching the Monday Night Wars and watching like the Raw and the Nitro from like
we gotta figure out we can't do that anytime soon, at least not until somebody posts the Raw somewhere for us to fucking watch them.
Yeah, we would have to source the stuff out, but if we were able to.
No. I'm just talking
just for nostalgia's sake would be fun to watch. Though.
I absolutely would love to. That's not me saying I don't want to, but the problem is it's not. I can't. There's nowhere to watch Raw anymore. Like they took all of the Raws off of Peacock. They have not put them up on Netflix, and there's rumors now that they won't put them on Netflix. So I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, they're just waiting for somebody else to give them a few $1 billion to get the backlog.
What I wanted to do originally is I wanted to watch, and it had nothing to do with our channel, but a week or so ago when I had watched that SmackDown that I told you I watched, I wanted to go back and watch a Raw because again, I had noticed that they had done the segment match thing for Raw, and I was curious on how the old Raws worked because it's been so long since we've seen them. I remember moments on the old Raws, but I obviously don't remember full shows. I don't think anybody, unless you went to one, would remember a full show that you just see on TV like that.
There's crazy people out there that remember a lot of that stuff.
Listen, Tony Khan probably does because the motherfucker's psycho and has a goddamn steel trap memory. But No, I just wanted to see. I wanted to do some comparisons, and then I couldn't even find access to a Raw, because what spawned that was Joe and I. Joe had run across a match that was, and he told me where to go find it, and I went and watched it. It was D'Lo Brown versus Kurt Angle. Back when Kurt Angle first came in to the WWE, and it was an excellent 4-minute match.
Yeah, you would be surprised the amount of time that people would get for matches.
And it would be good.
And it'd be good. The shortest match on this past Raw was probably the main event. Like I said, they had like 10 minutes between bell to bell. And it was good. But 4 minutes, and it's not like they had heat, hope spot, setup, finish. All the different parts of the matches were in that match, and it was like 4 minutes long.
Yep. A lot of wrestling back then was very much based on hitting your finisher out of nowhere. You hit your finisher, boom, into the match.
And finishers were protected. False finishes weren't a thing except for like big events.
Yep. That is one of the things I actually disagree with Simon about in the video I just told everybody to go watch about AEW.
There's far too many fucking false finishes.
There are
far too many.
There are far too many. He tries to bring up that they do it in WWE too, but the thing about WWE is they typically don't do them until they're big pay-per-views.
Yeah, AEW has way too many. WWE has too many, but AEW has way too many.
I'm okay with a high-profile match having them. Don't get me wrong, guys. Like, very high-profile. Like, I'm telling you right now, again...
But Dax versus Kevin Knight shouldn't have them.
No, Dax versus Kevin Knight shouldn't have them.
Even if you're beating Dax clean as a sheet.
Did any of them hit a finisher, though? I don't mind getting 2 counts.
Well, 2 counts aren't false finishes. False finishes are your 2.99s or... Oh, I just hit my finish. And...
I don't mind the 2.99s. My problem is I'm not a fan of finishers not being protected. If somebody hits a finisher, get the finish.
Yep.
If you're gonna like if D'Lo, for instance, if D'Lo hits a sky high, I don't mind somebody kicking out of the sky high because that's not technically his finisher.
Yeah, because that's his signature. That's not his finish.
So if he doesn't get the win there,
if you can win with your, people need to start winning with their signatures as well.
They're at least doing it with Sammy.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't have to hit your finish.
No, you don't.
Depending on who the opponent is. And I don't want to hear that, well, you got to protect that opponent. Not everybody needs to be booked 50-50. You have to have lower card people. You have to have mid card people. And you have to have main eventer. Yep. If a main eventer is fighting a lower card guy, it shouldn't matter if he hits his finish. No. If he hits his signature, it should be a win. The lower card people are enhancement talent to just make the baby faces or main eventers or upper mid card people look good. That's their whole job. It's not to get over on TV.
Nope. And it's okay for people to get stuck in that lower to mid card section. Some people thrive there.
Embrace it. Stevie Richards made a fucking career out of it.
Yep.
And he loved it.
He did.
Now, did he want more? Sure. And you should always want more as a performer. But those things matter.
And guys, it's not impossible to get out of it either. Let me give you a very, very prime example. Chris Jericho. When he first came to WWE, he was very much going to get stuck in the mid to low card range. But
yeah, he was the WCW guy they were going to punish because they were better, because they won the war.
Correct. But he impressed some people, and then also because of necessity, because of injuries to the upper card people and stuff like that, he was able to rise to the top and became a major guy. Right.
You shoot your shot.
But yeah, it's... I'm not saying wrestling needs to go back to the way it was, but they need to figure something out to not be so repetitive. And
do you know who a modern day example of what we're saying is?
LA Knight. Sorry, out of who?
Max Caster. Max Caster is an enhancement talent.
Yes. As a tag
somehow got over.
As a tag team, the Acclaimed are amazing. Always have been. as individual stars, both of them are lower card talent.
Yep.
And it's not to be mean or to think or anything like that. That's just they don't have the personalities alone to carry them to world title levels of TV time.
Yeah.
What they're doing now is actually a lot of fun. I love this weird almost we don't like each other but we're getting stuck tag teaming together. It's fun.
And winning despite one another.
Right. And I truly do think this is going to lead back to getting the Acclaimed back in the long run. I don't think we'll ever get the Acclaimed back to the way they were in terms of the way they're presented.
I hope not.
Hey, I loved Max Caster's raps, but I also loved when Cena did it. So I loved them making fun of the crowds and stuff. I would love to see them back as heels for sure. A tag team of heels.
Yes, they were certainly best booked and stuff. As the bad thing is, they were such good heels that they became baby faces because of how good heels they were.
Yeah. But we'll talk more.
That happens when you're a good act, though.
Oh yeah. Look at fucking Dom. Regardless of how much we can't stand him as wrestlers, he has gotten over with the crowd.
That whole start of that match was a Dominic chant.
Yeah.
And he didn't do shit.
We can't stand him. But you know what? The crowd's going to love who the crowd loves, even if I don't understand it. It is what it is.
I just don't like his work. His character work is good. His in-ring work is the lacking aspect.
Right. But yeah. So anyways, it's been an hour and a half. We love you guys. We will see you guys.
Yeah, we ranted on.
Okay. So here's the thing. Tuesday, tomorrow is Dynamite.
It's Dynamite.
Or today, as of this recording. My problem is I don't know if I'm going to be able to record around midnight because Tuesday nights are my meeting nights for when I do my work. So I'm going to not even get to watch like the second half of Dynamite until about 11:30.
We'll talk. We'll see what.
If you're still up by the time I'm done, we'll record an episode. If not, we'll probably record Wednesday like normal.
Okay, that's fine by me.
Either way, Tuesday or Wednesday, guys, we'll have another one. Well, Wednesday or Thursday, depending on, because obviously we record past midnight. But yeah, that's it. We love y'all. We'll talk to you next time. Deuces.
Later.